Hello Habibi and welcome to another video. Yes, it's your favorite Habibi and I'm doing very well. I know you didn't ask, but I'm still telling you I am doing absolutely amazing mentally and physically. So I think that's a good thing, especially with the topic that I'm going to be discussing today. I feel like it is important to note that I'm actually doing well mentally as well as emotionally and physically. Like, it is very important to note that. So let's get right into the video. So we are talking about my acne journey in this video, and I would just like to say I understand that if you are now currently looking at my video because you have acne, you're trying to get rid of it and you've been trying for a while and it's not going away, I understand that it is emotionally frustrating and emotionally draining, and I just want to say to you, just keep trying. I'm sure you will find something that's going to work for you. Anyway, so let's start at the beginning of my journey. So like every other teenagers, I had pimples in high school. The worst of it came in grade 10. So from grade 10 up until end of last year, beginning of this year, I suffered from acne and like breakouts. So I didn't have really bad breakouts. I know there's people that have really like terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry, that's she over here. One of those people that have like terrible breakouts. I didn't suffer from terrible breakouts. So what I suffered from was, I could say, mild acne in a way, but I had consistent breakouts on my cheeks and my forehead, and no matter what I tried, it just wouldn't go away. Some of the things I tried just made it better, but it didn't really better the problem. Like, it made it better, but it didn't really clear my skin, and that was really frustrating. So I would say throughout high school, the only things I tried using was just drinking a lot of water and only using Sunlight Green Bar towards my face, because I don't know, fake fragrances. That's why, because other soaps have a lot of fragrances, and using those on my face, I felt like maybe it's causing irritation. I tried avoiding things like sweets and chocolates. I failed. I have a sweet tooth naturally, so I failed at avoiding those things, but I tried my level best to consume less of these things, and somehow I would still break up. But in high school, I guess me and my mom were both content that it's just growing pains. It's a part of growing up. It should clear out. Every teenager gets pimples. It's a normal occurrence, so I shouldn't really be worried about pimples. So high school went by. Then in my first year, that is when I was really annoyed with my skin, because I was like, most of my peers' skins are already clearing out, and I'm like still struggling with acne. And I'm in high school. I'm at this point. I'm in freaking college. Okay, you can understand my frustration, because. So, anyways, in first year, I tried using benzoyl peroxide. If you don't know about it, so it's the 5% one that I use. So if you don't know about benzoyl peroxide, it's supposed to help with your acne and your skin breaking out. So you just apply it to affected areas, and then it's supposed to help clear your skin out. So you just wash your face, then you apply benzoyl. That's what I did. But benzoyl caused me skin irritation. But also note, at the time that I was using benzoyl peroxide, I was also using apple cider vinegar as a toner. So between the two, I would dilute the apple cider vinegar with water and use it as a toner, and then I would use benzoyl peroxide. So this did better my skin, but it didn't clear it. But also please note, I stopped using this method because my face was feeling irritated. So I would get a burning sensation on my face. So when I read up on the side effects of benzoyl peroxide, it does say that you could experience skin irritation and that this is a normal occurrence. So I did stick it out for a while, but the irritation just wasn't going away. So I'm not sure if it's the apple cider vinegar or if it's the benzoyl peroxide that was causing me the skin irritation, but I got skin irritation. That's what happened. That's what's up. So I stopped using it because of that, and then I tried some aloe vera pills that my mom got. It was a treatment that I was supposed to be on for 6 months. I can't remember the exact pills, and I can't find them on the internet either. But it was aloe vera. You know, the aloe product. I think it was from Forever Living, the aloe ones. Yeah. So there's a range that's supposed to help you with the acne. It's like a lotion, pills, and I can't remember what else was there, but it was 3 things. So I stopped using that because the pills didn't like me. The reason I'm saying this is because they gave me a runny tummy. So I know for a fact that they did not like me. So I stopped using them because of that. I was not on them for 6 months, so I don't know if I had stayed on them for 6 months, if my skin would have cleared or not. I don't know. I was only on them probably for a month or so because my tummy was runny and I was a student at this time, guys. Like I can't have a runny tummy while attending classes. Like the bottom, that's what that is. And then I tried using lemon juice on my face, so fresh lemons and then the lemon juice on my face as a mask to dry out the pimples. Didn't work. I also tried drinking zinc pills. I will show you the exact brands I use. I use the Clicks brand, but I will insert a picture of it. So then that's what I used. I used the zinc pills from Clicks. My mom would buy them for herself because they have great benefits, guys. They're genuinely good for you. Supplements are supposed to be good for you. They genuinely are good for you. So I'm also considering going back on taking zinc supplements. But I took them. So my mom would buy them for herself. She didn't have a problem with me drinking them until I started drinking like 4 or 5 a day because I wasn't seeing like an improvement in my skin. So I started drinking like 4 or 5 tablets a day, and it didn't. Yeah, no, my skin looked better, but it didn't clear out the acne. Mind you, at this time, what I was fighting is the acne that is on my face. So fine, the zinc pills don't work. I go on YouTube, I keep watching people's journeys. I keep watching people try out new things and other things, which some of them I did try. And I come across something called Accutane or Accutane or Oritane. So all of these 3 names are like brands in a way of it. So Accutane or Oritane, either way it's the same. It's the same thing. They all contain isotretinoid. I hope I'm saying it right. I've been battling with saying that word, but I will write it down so you can read it for yourself in case my pronunciation is wrong. So they all contain that. So that's what I saw work for people. So it has some terrible side effects, but I was legit willing to go through the side effects. I'm going to read the side effects for you guys now. So some side effects could include dry skin, rash, itching, chopped dry lips, dry nose, nosebleeds, dry eyes, vision problems, back pain, joint pains, birth defects if you're pregnant. I guess don't take it while you're pregnant. Miscarriages, depression, suicidal thoughts or behavior, inflammatory bowel disease. I don't know what that is, and a lot more. You can go read up for yourself the side effects of that. One of them is also hair loss. I didn't mention that. Hair loss is one that I struggled to accept for a very long time. I was just like, yeah, no, my hair, hey. But I did come to terms with it and I accepted it, and I was just like, okay, cool. I don't mind losing my hair if it happens, because mind you, the thing with side effects is not everybody experiences the side effects the same. Also, it could depend on the dosage of the medication and how long you have to be on it and whatever. But either way, I read up on all of these things and I watched a couple of people's videos, and those people said they didn't really experience any, almost like 0 to no side effects were experienced by these people. So I was just like, okay, cool. So you could experience these side effects, but also people don't really experience these side effects. So what are the chances that you're going to experience the side effects? So I then go to the doctor, the general practitioner, and I tell him, this is what I want. And then he refused to give it to me. He point blank period said to my face,
I'm not giving you that. Like, it's not happening.
What we can try is, so I'm like, cool, you're not giving me that, let's hear what we can try. So what we can try is an antibiotic called Doxycycline as well as the different gel. And if that doesn't work, we'll try something else. We have multiple options to try under the medical umbrella. I was like, okay, cool. So he gives me the Doxycycline. I was only on it for a month because he didn't want my body to develop a resistance to the antibiotic. So if you take an antibiotic for too long, then your body stops reacting positively to the antibiotics. So he didn't want that to happen. So I was only on doxycycline for a month, and I was on the different gel for about 2 to 3 months. And at that point in time, I wasn't seeing any significant difference in my skin. I wasn't seeing it. So when I went to him, he was like, no, I can see the difference. Your skin is clearing. Nah, 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 nah. And I'm like, it's not. I have seen this happen before. It just looks better than it was when I first came here. But it's not clearing. And it's gonna break out again. Which it did. And I told him, this is not working. So then he suggests birth control. So he suggested Diane 35, which is a birth control. And at that point in time, I was very reluctant to go try a birth control because I legit didn't want my hormones to change. I didn't want to have mood swings, and I didn't want to have weight gain or weight loss or anything of the sort. I didn't want that because if you look up the side effects of birth control, more women than not experience the side effects. So I guess in my head at the time and still now, I know I'm wrong and it might be a shallow manner of thinking, but in my head and at the time, because I watched the videos on Accutane and the amount of people that actually got side effects and didn't get side effects and were helped from Accutane, I was more leaning towards Accutane than I was towards the birth control, because I was like, too many women complain about the birth control side effects than the people complaining about the Accutane side effects. See what I mean? But that was just in like my experience. I'm so sorry guys, my nose area is very itchy and irritated. I don't know what's happening. It's spring, so it could be like the dust in the air and all of that. Anyways, so moving on. So I then tell him, no, get up, that is not the route I'm willing to take. Thank you. So months passed, and then I'm back to just drinking water and washing my face with sunlight and using Katikura. That babe helps out when you have breakouts. Okay, it helps. So I use Katikura. I think Katikura, I also used it in high school, like in and out of using Katikura throughout my high school career. And when I stopped using the different gel, I went back to using the Katikura again, and yeah, because it did help. It did help. It's just my problem was my skin is not clear. So then that's what I do. I go back to using sunlight cream, Katikura, and drinking a lot of water and whatever. And then in November, my mom says let's go to a beauty skin doctor. So we go to that place. So we go to the beauty skin doctor. It sounds so wrong, but you guys get what I'm saying. You get it. So he's a doctor, but like a beauty doctor. He's not a dermatologist. He's a beauty doctor. Anyway, so my mom takes me to him, and then we get there, and he's like, he can give me Accutane. So at this point, I'm excited because I'm like, yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm definitely going to get clear skin. But then he says the side effects on that are very strong and very harsh, and he does not want to straight off give me that. So he would like to try something first, and if this doesn't work, he's definitely giving me Accutane. So with that at the back of my mind, I agree to dun 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 a birth control. I know. So with that in mind, I agree to a birth control. He gives me Ginnet 35, and then he also prescribes me an antibiotic called Purbac. Yes. So then I am on this prescription for the next 6 months. So now I am doing this religiously because I'm like, I'm giving this a fighting chance, because I know in my head at the time I was like, because I know it's going to fail, and I'm going to go back and he's going to give me Accutane, which is what I want. He's going to give me Accutane. So then in the first month, I experienced some terrible side effects from the baby girl Ginnet. I experienced some side effects. In the first month, I'm having appetite problems. I'm experiencing dizziness. I'm experiencing drowsiness. I am pretty much not reacting well to the pill. And when my period finally comes, because it took a while, okay, but my period it was inconsistent anyways, from the first time I had my period in childhood, I have never had a regular period, so I never know when it's coming. Keep that in mind. So when I finally got my first period on Ginnet, it was the ghetto. It was the bottom, guys. Yo, I had serious period pains. I had like bad period pains. I had blood clots. I had a heavy period on top of that, and it wasn't cute. It was not cute at all. So in the first month, mind you, I'm already going through everything else, and then the period comes and it's terrible. So already I'm just like, but at the back of my mind, I keep reminding myself that it's okay. You're on this for 6 months. And after the 6 months, if it doesn't help you, the doctor is giving you Accutane, which has proven to work time and time and again. So I was like, okay, cool. So the first month passes, I go through all of that, fine. I keep taking it every day on time. This is in November. December comes, I'm not experiencing the side effects anymore. I'm not experiencing any of the loss of appetite, drowsiness, anything of the sort. I'm not experiencing that anymore. I'm just taking Ginnet, and everything is going well in December. And I do realize that my skin is clearing up. Also, backtrack, I forgot to mention something. 2 weeks into taking Ginnet and the antibiotic, I got a breakout. So the breakout went back to the breakouts that I used to have, but it looked worse a little bit on both my cheeks, and it was not nice to look at. But I was like, my skin is probably purging, and I said I'm gonna commit to this treatment. So in November, I'm seeing improvements, but the improvement is just like the improvement I'm used to seeing. It's the same as when I tried the different. It's the same as when I tried water and whatever. It's the same. It's not clear skin, it's improvements. In December, January comes, I'm still taking the pills. Again, my skin keeps improving, my skin keeps improving, my skin keeps improving, until it is where I am now. And I am in shock considering the fact that I did not want to use Ginnet 35 for my skin. I am in complete shock. I'm even benefiting. It has helped regulate my period, because when you're using the birth control, you know exactly when your period is coming. Love it there. Love it. So the packet looks like this. Come on, focus, 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 focus. Oh, I'm holding it cute. So the packet looks like this. So the yellow pills are the hormone pills, the ones that help you not to get pregnant. That's also another benefit. The ones that help you not to get pregnant. And then the white pills are the ones that don't have any hormones pumping into your body, so that's where you get your period. So because of this system, you know exactly on which day. For me, I know exactly on which day my period is coming, so that's an added benefit. Also, if you're trying not to get pregnant, you are killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Keep that in mind. What else? I think I've mentioned anything. Oh, and something I've learned while using this pill is that if you are using a birth control, any birth control, and an antibiotic, which I was, you can get pregnant. Even if you're taking your birth control properly, you can get pregnant. The antibiotic cancels out the birth control somehow, and it is a possibility for you to get pregnant. So be careful. Be careful. So Ginnet 35 is not a free brand. It is not a free birth control. Unfortunately, you have to buy it. So I get mine from Discam. Yeah, so I get mine from Discam every month, and it's about 190 something rand on a monthly basis. Every 6 months, you have to go back to the doctor so they can check that everything is still okay, because some people do develop blood clots or things like that over some time of taking birth control. So the doctor just takes your vitals and just, I'll pick it up. So the doctor just like checks your vitals and checks if you're still okay, if the Ginnet or whichever birth control brand you're on is still working out for you. So the doctor checks that, and then you get a new prescription, and then another 6 months. So I don't know if you know about this, but if you're not on medical aid, it's just expensive. I am not on medical aid. I buy my Ginnet cash. I go to the doctor cash. Expensive. So a doctor's appointment. So I go to the GP now for the 6 months thing. Well, recently, because man, I just had to get another prescription just like a few months. Last month was a month before that. So I had to go to the GP myself and pay cash, and it was about like 450. That's a lot of money. And then the Ginnet 35 every single month, which is 180 something. Just say 290 something. Just say 200 rands. So yeah, you are spending for it, but you will see improvements in your skin. I can guarantee it. I'm a living testimony. So right now, what I'm trying to fight on my skin is the imperfections left over by the acne. So if you look at my cheek, over here, I hope it's clear enough. If you look at my cheek over here, it has like open pores. It's not exactly pores, but it's like holes nyana, like left over, as well as a little bit of scarring left over. As well as a little bit of scarring that's left over from the acne. My skin didn't clear up until I went on the prescription of Ginnet as well as the antibiotics. So I would say to you, just if you're thinking about it, if this was given to you as an option and you were like no, like me, just give it a try. And if you experience any side effects that you don't want to be experiencing, you can like quit, just let it go.